Okay, you probably already saw the title by now. Okay, so you know what I'm going to be talking about. Sort of. You should know anyways. But because there's a very particular subject going on all over the place right now, and that's exactly something that I want to talk about. Maybe it's actually not as much as I would hope it to be all over the place, but it is sort of like, at least on my Facebook, it was a little bit, all over the place. Anyways, how's everybody doing? I'm Danny Grinder for the Grinder's Verdict podcast, obviously, and this is what you're listening to. It's another Tuesday, the 23rd of April of 2019. Now, what I want to talk about today, let me just disclaim something to everybody beforehand. Okay? I have nothing against this particular thing that I'm talking about. I have something against the people that are running it, and I have something against the people that are doing things for it. Okay? So, without further ado, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the Notre Dame? Notre Dame? Something like that. Obviously, we say a different way in Portuguese, Notre Dame. But it is that I want to be talking about today. Because I've just been seeing all over the place the news on how much money it has been donated to this fucking building. And I just have to talk about this. Now, again, I just disclaimed that I have nothing against the building, but I have something against the people that think that a building is worth more than the lives of people. Obviously, what I'm talking about is you have people starving. You have people who could use so much more the money that is being donated to this shit than the fucking building. And I'm saying a fucking building because it's just a building. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to give you anything other than historical value, which is valuable as hell on its own, but it's just history nonetheless. You know what would be super awesome? If those people would value the attitudes of you trying to provide for them some way, okay, try to give them something. That would be awesome because they would value probably for the rest of their lives because you would be changing their lives. Instead, you're donating millions of euros for a building. This building is not going to go anywhere, as I just mentioned. This building is not going to give anything to you back. This building is not going to appreciate you. This building is not going to do anything. What this building is going to do is stay there with historical value. This is the only thing that bothers me, is that people are willing to put all of their money. Well, obviously, it's not all of their money. They have a lot more, but they're willing to put their money just like that on a building, on something that is inanimate, rather than people who are starving and stuff like that. And a lot of people on Facebook were stupid enough to say, like, well, what about the children? How can you even compare children to a building? It's impossible to compare because there's so much more over there than this. And I was reading through all of these subjects and I was like, how stupid do you have to be, dude? And then somebody posted a comment because Varg Vikernes, I don't know if I pronounced that properly, I'm sorry if I didn't, but he made a video on this whole subject. And listen, as I know who he is, I know what he's done, but he looks like he's changed and whatnot, so you know what I mean. Anyways, the thing is, he talked about the thing on the video, and somebody commented on his video something like, what was it? It was something like, if the Muslims were to take over and invade Europe and take over, like, let's say Paris or something, which is kind of on its own, it's on its way, let's admit it, let's face the reality here. But if it was to happen, basically all the Christian buildings would be taken down, and mosques, or however you pronounce it, I actually absolutely forgot, what do you call those things that are basically the temples for Muslims to do their things in. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm checking out on okay, here we go. So I'm actually going to read to you the post in its entirety, okay? So this was commented on Varg's video, and it says, imagine a Muslim invasion right now. They burn down all Christian/Catholic churches and build big state-of-the-art mosques over there. That's it, mosques. They destroy all Bibles and Christian literature and history. All your culture is forever changed overnight. They persecute, torture, and murder all who refuse to convert. Y'all 100 years later. Oh my, oh no, a beautiful historical mosque is burning. Yes, they destroyed my people and my culture, but it was a historical building, a work of art. What a tragedy. You see, he's so right. He is so right. Before the fucking Christians and Catholics took over all of this shit, right? There were the Celtics. There were the Romans. Well, actually, the Romans were the Christians, but I'm kind of stupid, so disregard what I'm saying. But actually, don't disregard what I'm saying. Just disregard this last part, okay? But the Celtics were there, the pagans. Man, the Scandinavian countries, that's the whole reason why Varg was bringing down the churches, was because the churches took over and they basically built these buildings on top of all the historical monuments and whatnot for the pagans. And the pagans didn't really like that sort of stuff. You know what I mean? Of course, why would you like that sort of stuff? What kind of a person would you be if you like that sort of stuff? You know, so it's like, of course, you're not going to like that. Of course. So his comment is so on point. If they were to destroy everything and invade and take over and build on top of our things, and then you would come over like 100 years later and it's like, oh, but like, come on, what the hell? You know, like it is what it is. They would be doing the exact same thing as Christians did to everyone else, to all the tribes that were already living in these countries, all the people that were already living in these countries with different perspectives and different things. I mean, fucking hell, you have to understand, the Inquisition was a thing, motherfuckers. The fucking Inquisition was real. It was a thing. It's just not part of history. You're fucking saying these tortures and shit like that and blah, 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 blah. Motherfuckers, that shit was you're being burned alive in fucking public for people to fucking see. And not just see, but they're also applauding. They're also clapping. Wow, yeah, this is a person that I knew is getting burned alive. Woohoo. You think that's cool? You think that's neat? You think that's interesting? Then you're probably a fucking psychopath. Because the Inquisition was very fucking real, and thank goodness, thank Zeus, for that thing to be brought down. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just so stupid that people actually compare or actually get offended. It's not even the comparison, it's people getting offended when people say like, oh, you know, the money is being donated to the building and not to the people. Well, but the building is super important and whatnot. I wonder if the building never existed, how different would your life be? You know what I mean? That's something I wonder. Like, if the building was never a thing, if that building never had anything to do with mankind or anything, okay, it never existed. It was just a regular building, just like a mall nowadays or something. I wonder how different would your life be? I just fucking wonder. You know? And again, let me disclaim this shit again because people on the internet are fucking pussies who can't take fucking criticism or can't take fucking, difference in opinion. So let me disclaim this once again. I'm not saying bring that shit down. I'm saying it just happened. And the amount of money that is being raised for this particular thing is lunatic. Is absolute fucking lunacy, okay? I don't understand what the hell's going on there. I legitimately do not understand what the hell is going on there. I mean, I've seen a lot of shit throughout my life, but that's just crazy shit to me. It's 700 million euros that has been raised. Probably a lot more now. As I'm doing this podcast, probably a lot more has been raised for that shit. You understand this? That's 700 million euros, guys. You know how much money that is? That is a fuck ton of money. That is more money than any of us probably will ever see in our lifetime. Just let that sink in. That's more money than probably any of us listening to this podcast right now or whenever it is that you're listening to this. And if you're listening to this in like the future, like 200 years from now, and you just stumbled upon this podcast and you're actually, you're all so super more rich nowadays, then by all means, I take that back. But you have to understand that 200 years ago, we were poor. And money was very limited to those that were, lucky or fortunate enough to be born into their little wealthy families and shit and carry on with investments and whatnot. I'm not saying people don't work hard to become rich. I'm just saying that a lot of them are not really rich because of truthful and real deals, you know what I mean? Because usually the honest people are always poor or just like medium, wealth, because they're honest, man. The reason why these people become rich is because they're like liars and they're deceivers and they don't care about what you think or what you say to them. That's kind of a thing. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make here is if they donated this cash, if they raise this much money for the people that truly need it, you know what I mean? They would be helping those that actually deserve. They would be making a difference in people's lives. These people would be thankful for the rest of their lives. And these people would be like, wow. There's actually help. People actually care about each other. And again, I'm a true believer that there is overpopulation on this earth. I really believe that there is too many people on this earth. But just because they are born and just because they live doesn't mean that it's their fault. I mean, it's whoever decided to have them, that it's their fault. Because they had them. Do you think I want to be on this earth? Do you think I want to be alive? I mean, I like it to a certain extent. I like the positive things about it. Of course, I don't like the negative things about it. I mean, I think it does give you some perspective, and it does give you the sense of you're not immortal, you're not, you're not 100% happy. There's always things that are gonna balance life out, because that's the thing about life. Life is always about balance. When you have too much positive, no negative, it's gonna consume you. It's gonna make you feel just like sort of, how do I put this? It's gonna make you feel as if you are. I'm missing the word right now. However, I think that, I don't know, it just makes you feel too confident in your capabilities or something like that. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make, guys, is just, what do you think about this? Let me know, all right? Go on my Facebook group, Grinder's Verdict. Go on facebook.com/Grinder's Verdict and all of those things, and comment. What do you think about this? If you heard the episode up to this point, all right. I truly think that we should be focusing that much money on something that is a lot more worth it. I mean, what the fuck are you even gonna do with 700 million euros? I mean, that's like building a fucking castle with fucking all the technology in the world. I mean, dude, what the hell are you gonna do? It's to fix the cathedral. To fix the cathedral, is it gonna take that much money? I mean, come on, dude. What the hell? Anyways, disclaiming once again. Okay, we're about to end the episode, but I want to disclaim once again. I am not against the building. Okay, I'm not against the building being there. I'm not against the building being reconstructed. I'm just against the people that are donating this much money, that are not putting this much money into something that would truly matter. And if I had that much money, I would put that much money into someone that would appreciate it. I would put that much money into someone that would have a life change. You know, I would try to improve the world. Rather than focus it on one building, you could try to improve the world. I mean, just so that you have some perspective and some context here on what I'm saying, there's this dude who's apparently a president. I was watching a documentary called Dark Tourist on Netflix, and he goes to this city, Turkey, I think it's a city in Turkey, and the city is like fucking, it's like one of those cities that you see in movies, like futuristic cities with everything's clean, everything's beautiful, everything's tidy. It's such a heaven place to live in. You know what the reality of that place is? No one lives there. Like it's a desert basically. It's a ghost city. Despite all of its beauty and despite all of its, you know, like technological advancement and whatnot, nobody wants to live there because it's basically like a fucking dictatorship or some shit, you know? And it's like it's really wasted money because you have all of those things, but who's gonna appreciate those things? You know, if you're a fucking asshole and you're doing that sort of stuff, who's going to appreciate you? Who's going to appreciate those things if you don't open hand to the people, if you don't receive and if you don't welcome people? Then what is that? What is that all for? Your own ego boost? You're getting your ego boosted, that's it? Nothing else? I mean, come on, dude. Come on. Anyways. I'm getting drifted apart from the main subject here. I didn't finish the disclaimer. Or actually, I did. Actually, I think I did. I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes I just forget things that I said, like, literally 30 seconds ago. But thank you guys so much for listening, okay? And let me know, like, truly let me know what you think about what I just talked about here, okay? Go on Facebook.com/GrindersVerdict. Comment. I think it's a group. I have both the group and the page, so you can use both. You can use the group to share stuff and talk and whatnot. But go there. Let me know your opinion. Okay. Let me know what you think, and let's discuss this as a community as a whole, and let's try to figure out a verdict for this subject because I don't like it. I don't like it. I'd like to see more justice in the world with everybody. You know, rather than have some materialistic bullshit. What is that gonna do? Huh? What is that gonna do for it? Woosah. Calm down, Grinder. Calm down. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you guys next week. Also, supposedly, I got some cool episodes coming up. I don't know if you know what the McCamey Manor is, but it's supposedly a haunted house, and it's considered the most extreme haunted house, I don't know about the world, but definitely in America. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And everything stays the same. So Tuesdays is when the episodes come out. Okay. I might do random episodes, but I mean, it's going to be posted everywhere. So it's going to be on Facebook. It's going to be on Twitter. It's going to be on Patreon. Also, don't forget to check out my Patreon. It's patreon.com/GrindersVerdict. And as always, you can always check the website, grindersverdict.com. So there you go, guys. Thank you guys very much for listening once again, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.